Hi, my name's Katie Even, and I am a staff developer at the Teachers College Reading and Writing Project. I'm also a parent of 2 children, and I've been a teacher of writing for years and years. And I would love to give you some tips as you are supporting your own readers and writers at home during this crazy time. I wanted to share with you some tips that a lot of students struggle with, some sometimes, some often. And those are, the struggle is with stamina and focus. So being able to get to work, be productive, continue that work, push through difficulty, and how to even refocus when you get distracted and need to pull away. So I have 3 big tips for this, and I'm going to show you some examples with a child as well. So one tip for building stamina and focus is through rehearsal. So what I mean by that is when your child sits down to do writing, if they have trouble getting started, right? This might sound familiar. They're staring at a page, they have their pen or pencil, and then they go to write and they get stuck. They don't know how to get going. So one way to help initiate that focus is through some rehearsal. So that might mean before they even write, they might talk a little bit. They might say out loud what they want to write. Even just pretending, sometimes we call it writing in the air, where the student almost like holds a pen into the air and just pretends to write and says the words out loud. I'll show you an example of that in a moment. But rehearsal can be really helpful to get students to get their ideas out of their mouths, thinking through their brain, and it's easier to go back and write once you've done that. Sometimes that rehearsal isn't just out loud. It might also be rehearsing by sketching, rehearsing by acting it out. I'll show you in just a moment. Another strategy for building stamina and focus. This one kind of happens often in the middle of the writing. So a child's been sitting and writing and writing and writing, and then they kind of lose some steam. They get distracted, or they're just they need a break. They need to stop before they recharge and come back. So one thing that you could teach your child to do is that when that happens, you might stop and do a little rereading and then move forward. I'll show you an example of this in just a moment, but it's stop, reread what you wrote, and then do something. The final tip is that sometimes students just need a break. They need to get up out of their seat. They need to walk away. I think about myself as an adult, and this is something I need often. I need to get up from my desk, especially right now working from home. I need to get up. I need to go get a new drink of water. I need to take steps. I need to switch my position. And students need the same thing. Sometimes they just need to take a break, and we can help them take productive breaks that can help them recharge and come back. So right now, let me show you just an example of this. I'll be talking with a child about some of these same tips for stamina and focus. See you back here. Hey, Lila.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm pretty good. What about you?
I'm pretty good. You know, I was just talking with some different parents, and they're trying to help their kids in writing. And one of the things that is sometimes hard is that kids, they're writing and they kind of run out of steam. And I was thinking that a good suggestion was to sometimes stop and reread your writing and then do something.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever do that? Are there any tips that you have for parents and kids that would help them? And do you take breaks to get back into work? And are there certain things you do in your breaks that are helpful?
Yeah. When I take a break, I try not to steer away from the working mind. So if I'm taking a break, I actually have a book right here. That's kind of like a dictionary, but it's actually for magical beasts. So I'll look through that just to make it's a very fun book, but it's still reading, so I'm still kind of in the work zone. And then I'll do that for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll just get back to work, and I'm completely refreshed.
Oh, that's great. Okay, that's a perfect example of a good break that can like bring you back in and refresh you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks, Lila. Okay, I think that's all I needed. So it was great talking to you.
Good talking to you too.
All right, you're back. So these were just some of those tips for building stamina, building focus with your children when you are working with them in writing at home, or for that matter, working with them on anything, not just writing. But sometimes a bit of rehearsal before we start, whether that's talking, drawing, acting, etc. Sometimes during the writing process, students need to stop, recharge. And sometimes you can help them to recharge by rereading and then doing something. Another way is to teach them to take some of these breaks to get recharged and to come back. I hope that these tips have been helpful. Please use them, spread them far and wide, and they can help in writing and in other areas as well. Even things like cleaning your room or some things that students are doing in their non-academic lives. All right. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this has been helpful.